Incredible acts of our first responders often go unseen. Here at AZTV7, we like to shine a light on them in a series called Heroes of Arizona, hosted by Mike Broomhead, brought to you by West Shore Home. Take a look.
There are people in every community working hard to make our neighborhoods, our cities, and our state a better place to live. They're committed each day to fulfilling a promise to serve, protect, and to make a positive impact on those around them. We call them the Heroes of Arizona.
Hi, I'm Mike Broomhead. When we think of the police officers in our towns, we think about professional, courageous, dedicated people. What we don't often think about is what they do out of uniform to serve the communities around them. One of those officers is right here in Paradise Valley, Community Resource Officer Stephen McGhee.
Let's start with law enforcement. What was your inspiration to get into law enforcement?
Early on when I was younger, my sister went into law enforcement. I saw her go through the academy. She wanted to try her wrestling moves out on me, and it was inspiring to see my sister become a police officer. I got to do a ride along with her and see that becoming an officer was something so familiar to me. Then after that, my brother became a police officer, and it was inspiring to see people you know do so much for other people. My inspiration was my siblings.
As the Community Resource Officer, it's his mission to join the community with law enforcement, and he does this in one very special way.
Ever since I got into law enforcement, I've been working with Special Olympics. We went from having about 4 or 5 volunteers, and then over 4 years, we had 32 volunteers helping fundraise for Special Olympics. And doing different events out in the community involving our athletes. It's amazing to be able to create this environment for the athletes and the families where they have acceptance, inclusion, and that's what it's about.
You ever keep track of the hours? And you ever think about the number of, how many hours would you estimate that you volunteer a week or a month or a year?
It's beyond hundreds of hours.
You wouldn't change it though, would you?
No, not at all.
For Officer Stephen McGhee, why he helps Special Olympics is personal.
I've had Special Olympics in my life since I was about 7 years old, because my brother joined Special Olympics when he was 8. I got to see him participate in sports. His favorite was basketball, and I know what the impact is for the individuals' families and for the individuals who participate in the programs.
He cares deeply for the athletes he helps, and along the way, he made a friend.
Jenny joined on when I met her out in the community. She was working at a local school, and I learned that she had been a Special Olympic athlete from the principal. She was working in the cafeteria and met her, and we were doing a fundraiser, and we talked to her mom about seeing if she wanted to participate in doing one of the school assemblies, and it was amazing. She ended up coming to the PEP assembly, and she cheered on everybody. She made that moment very special and got everybody in that school involved in our fundraiser. And from that moment on, I've had her participate in our torch runs. I've had her participate in other outreach events, fundraisers, and it's a unique bond now that I have with her.
Officer McGhee has been an influence on me in so many ways. Officer McGhee is nice, considerate, fun to be with. He's a great friend to me.
Let's talk about you're getting ready to take a family trip. You're going to Greece.
Yes.
But you're going to be doing something very special while you're there. Can you tell us a little bit about that and why?
So in my family and in my network of friends, I ended up meeting somebody named Stacy and found out that she was pregnant and she has a child that has Down syndrome. And immediately I wanted to connect. Her daughter's name is Kate, and someday Kate will become an athlete if she chooses to be. And the thought is we'll be going on a family trip, and so we'll be going to Olympia, the birthplace of the Olympics. And the idea is to get a keepsake that we can then bring back that Kate can keep with her forever.
Officer McGhee's thought behind the keepsake was to remind Kate that opportunities like Special Olympics will always be open to her. His support for people with special needs is his way of keeping the flame of hope alive for the next generation.
It's not about changing the world, it's about making somebody's day, making somebody's moment, and letting them be able to cherish in that. And for me, that's gratifying. And I do think that it's a virtue that a lot of officers have.
I mean, you really know he cares about these kids, and it warms the heart. It's something that special needs parents would love to have a whole bunch of Officer McGhees in our life.
I would like to thank Officer McGhee for being my friend and been there for me. So thank you, Officer McGhee.
Officer Stephen McGhee works very hard to be a path of opportunity for those with special needs. His work in and out of uniform for Special Olympics has not only changed the lives of the athletes, but people within his department. Officer Stephen McGhee is a hero of Arizona.